Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. My cold has largely been cured, I think. I don't want to speak too soon, but I feel much better today. I can actually taste my coffee again, so that's I think that's a sign that I'm getting better. Let's continue setting up our train stations. As we mentioned previously, this is going to be the train station that I use personally, and I think it's a good time to get an actual train. I need some engines though. Let's see, I'll need 20. So my train will be, how many was that? 3, 4. My train will be a 1-4 train, at least for now. Actually, yeah, I'll keep it a 1-4. I might expand it later on to a 1-8. And in fact, at some point, I'll probably want to set up an artillery train as well. Let's see, 40, nice. And I need some steel. I'll take that, thank you very much. Oh, I only needed 1 train, not 2. Okay, well the rest of the, whenever I have spare engines, I just turn them into pumps. Okay, so we got some research done. Looks like we can do a couple more levels on that one. But honestly, I think bullet damage is probably more useful at the moment. A shield would be nice, but I don't really have the power to handle it anyway. So let's do bullet damage. And then we'll do bullet speed, and then we'll do gun turret damage, and work our way up from there. All right, so what I'm going to do today is try to get a rail system set up and run out to that ore patch down here. Okay. So what I'd like to do in this base is have main lines, lines where I have several branches coming off. I want those to use 4 lanes, and then the branch lines will use 2 lanes, just 1 in each direction. So I'll use the blueprint book that I used in the last series, which is called Tuplex Rail 2 Electric Boogaloo. Did that get exported? Yes, it did. Okay. I think it, yeah, I don't think I need to change anything on this to make it work with 2-8 trains. It was designed for 1-4 trains. Like a 1-4 train will fit. Well, no, a 1-4 train doesn't quite fit between the 2 poles. I think I designed it just based on the length of the power poles and set it up so that I could reverse it and tile it with, or so that it was symmetrical from both sides. So it's really designed around the constraints of the power poles more than anything else. But anyway, I'm going to use that blueprint book. That blueprint book is available on my Google Drive if you want a copy of it for yourself. If not, feel free to design your own. I know that, there's tons of designs out there. I'm not saying that dismissively, but there are a lot of different rail designs out there. They're all good. There are many designs that work. This is just the one that I've come up with myself. I used to use other people's blueprints for a long time, but I really wanted to develop my own and use my own set, just to have the satisfaction that I was using one that I designed myself. But I don't claim it to be any better than anybody else's, to be quite honest. So just find one that you like. If you're from the UK, you might prefer one that's right-hand drive. Mine is left-hand drive. Mine is right-hand drive, so that may turn some people off. If you go with right-hand drive, I would look for Mojo D's blueprints. He's got some really good ones. But anyway, enough chit chat. Let's get to work. All right, so all the trains, at least here in this station, are going to exit on this piece of track here. Let's get rid of some trees. Okay, and I saw the light flashing that some of my turrets were active. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. All right, so this is going to be the last one right there. All right, and I'll put a signal there in front. Okay, that's done. Let's do... Well, let's just start doing nuclear power. Let me know if you all would like me to use nuclear power or solar in this game. We're not going to be able to stay on Steam forever. I wouldn't mind using either. Nuclear is generally pretty easy to keep going once you get it set up properly. And it doesn't take up much space. But I don't think I've used solar in any of my Let's Plays. Okay. So now, I think what I'll do is I'll have this go up to a junction, to a T-junction. Whoops. A little bit farther north. And I also need to leave space for trains to come into here. I don't think I need a stacker. I might want to have one anyway. Well, we'll figure that out in a bit. When I say a stacker, what I mean is, you know, like let's say this is your main train line, and then you have some train coming in here to a station, right? Well, a station like this can only handle one train at a time. And unless you make it much longer than a single train, if another train is coming to go to this station, it's going to be blocking the main line while it waits for this train to leave. So what you see a lot of people do is they'll set up, you know, rather than do that, they'll set up multiple lines coming in like this, and then those go into the train station. So that way the train can get off the main line and it can wait here for the station to be open. Okay, we got to head down to coal. Where's my car? Oh, it's way over there. Whoops. We'll have to get there by the Shoe Leather Express this time. So that's the stacker. But here's one thing I don't like about the stacker. With the stacker, you end up with... Oh, it's dead now. Came all this way for nothing. Alright. These things are mined out anyway. Let's put them here. And let's put a turret there. There we go. And we can pick that up. And let's... There, just to balance that belt out a little bit. There we go. There, we'll get that little patch used up too. Okay, so what I was saying is the reason I don't like stackers on the incoming side is that you end up with trains full of material that are sitting there not being used. So I think what I'm going to perhaps experiment with here is having an outgoing stacker where the trains will wait before they go pick up the material. So in other words, a train will come, it'll unload, and then it'll go into a queue after it exits, and it'll wait there for a signal from the station saying that it needs more stuff. And then it'll go pick it up and bring it in. So that way we'll control the number of trains coming into the station rather than just stacking them up. And that way all the trains that are waiting will be empty, so they won't be tying up material that could otherwise be used somewhere else. All right. I think I'm going to want to go up a little further. Let's go up like one more grid section before I put this rail in place. All right, so I'll just do this as kind of a measuring point. All right, so this way we can go up at least one more grid spot or a grid slot before we run into this rail. Pardon me, that's going to be going west to east. Okay. Now in this case, I've got my T-junction here. So that would be it. Now I won't be able to do, if I put it here, I'm not going to be able to do an outgoing stacker. But that's okay because on the main, for the main base, I don't think we're really going to need a stacker. If I do, I'll put it on the incoming side and it'll probably just be for iron plates or something. I'm going to try not to rely on the starter base for the whole game like I've done on my previous Megabase in 0.16. I'm going to try to build, essentially build a make everything station, you know, or if you want to call it that, a mall that's its own rail outpost. Okay, so now I can eliminate this. And I can eliminate this. Since this is only going out. And actually I'm going to have to add these to my blueprint library too. I'm going to need to add exits, one-way exits and one-way entrances. Okay, so this goes out that way. That could be chained. That could be chained. I like that better. And then if it goes this way, yeah, let's say make that a chain signal too. Make that a chain signal. Okay. And then we'll grab that blueprint. Nuclear is done. Well, that was fast. Okay, so this is a entrance, right? Because we're entering one of the 2-lane lines. And I'm going to add this to my book. I stopped bothering with these icons because I realized that I never really used them. Okay. And then we'll get some power up there. There we go. All right, we can't do any of the other nuclear research, so I'm just going to keep doing research, whichever one is on the top corner. That's usually the least expensive one to do. Okay, now let's put in our train. got, yeah, I'll just put the wood in for fuel. And we're going to turn left. And I'm going to need some landfill. This is going to be a little bit slow at this stage with the bots that I've got because I don't have a lot of power. So one thing I can do to help the bots is I can lay the rail myself because putting down rail manually is pretty quick. And then I could just use the bots to put the poles and the signals in the right place. All right, so I'm coming back down because I need to get some landfill. Whoops. All right. Yeah, so I'll put some of this junk in the train, some of the stuff I'm not using. And we'll run down and grab some landfill so that I can get the rail across that lake there. It's over here, I think. And I'll just grab as much as I can carry. Now here's a little trick you can do. Put it in your trash can and then fill up again. And then you can carry more stuff. Especially at this point that I don't have logistics bots that automatically pick it up immediately. I had somebody ask if I could use, there we go, if I could use a logistic train network in the series. And as much as I would like to, because I really like that mod, I really think it should be part of the base game, to be honest. As much as I would like to do that, that would kind of defeat the original intent of the series, which was to do a purely vanilla Megabase. Because part of the thing that I wanted to show is that it's possible to make a large, well-performing base without using any mods. Because a lot of people don't like using mods, especially mods like LTN that have a very steep learning curve and are difficult to use. And I mean, it's not terribly difficult. Like once you understand bots pretty well, you can figure out LTN because it operates essentially the same way as a bot network does. But I know a lot of people just get frustrated with it, and so I wanted to stay true to the original intent of this series, which was to do a vanilla base. And you know, the next one, I mean, I'm sure any modded series that I do in the future is for sure going to include LTN. It's a must-have mod, I would say, if you're playing with mods. Obviously, it's not must-have in this case because I don't have it, and I don't feel that I must. All right, so we need to come over. I think I want to come down on the west side of these patches because if I come down too tight here, then that's going to limit my ability to expand my steam power. And I want to stay on steam power as long as I can in this game, even if that means expanding it to somewhat ridiculous levels. I want to see how far we can get before steam power just becomes like impossibly huge. Maybe not that far, but you know, if we had like 8 or 10 of those steam power lines going, that would be okay with me. It'd be a good way to use up wood and solid fuel and stuff. Okay, now we have a patch in front of us that we're going to run across. I don't mind doing that because this is a small one. What I'm thinking is that any patch that's less than 1 million, we're just going to pretend it's not there. Because it won't, once we get things going, it's not going to last very long anyway. And it won't really be worth the time to set it up. Okay, I'm going to need to head back for signals pretty soon. Well, the research is flying by. It's going quite well, I would say. This 90 per minute gets the job done pretty quickly. Uh-oh. All right, they're eating my engines, and I don't think I have anything there to prevent it. So I'm going to pick up this train, plop it down here, and we'll go back and save the base. Now I'll have to reverse, and of course I'm going the wrong way. There we go. I should really go get my car. All right, so I know that this part of the game where we're setting up the rail is probably feels like we're slowing things down a bit, and I suppose that we are. But it's necessary to get this up and running. Okay. Let's put in another turret. There we go. So this investment of time will pay off later. My iron is running very low right now. Why is that? I guess it's just because I don't have that much. It would probably help if this was 2 belts instead of 1. That would help a bit. Not a whole lot. Okay. Well, I guess we just need to hurry up and get more iron down here. Alright, let's do another rocket damage. And there's my car. Let's grab that. And then we also need to build the incoming side to the main base. And perhaps we should do that first, or before we continue. Let's go ahead and do that. That won't take too long. All right. So what we want is a signal going in so that a train won't try to come in if there's one there already. Same here. All right, and then this is going to go all the way up. And if we need to add a stacker to it, then we have this area to the left of me here that we can add a stacker at some point in the future. And I'm being attacked again. Oh, come on. Son of a... Okay. Well, the good news is that now I should be able to get this train to my station. Oh. All right. Yeah, it's not going because I haven't put signals on the outside yet. And since that other train is down below us, it thinks that that whole segment is occupied. Okay, so let's put another turret here. And it's just going to be a big pain to clean up all these turrets later. I think all my iron is disappearing because I'm doing all this. What now? Oh, okay, that was a leftover alert. Wait a minute. Jeez. I jumped out too soon. I really stink with that car. It's not even funny. All right, so we're going to put chain signals on the outputs here. And then I'll put a regular signal right here. All right. So now it'll be able to go to the station. All right, we've gotten fairly far along. It's not too bad. All right, and then we put this back on the front where it belongs. And we're ready to keep going. Okay, so how far out do I need to go? Actually, that's probably good enough. Let's put our T-junction here. There we go. Okay, and then what I'm going to do on the other end here is I'm going to put a U-turn, so that way my trains have a path to get back. And I think I might have that in my blueprint book. No, I guess I don't. Not this one. I know I have it in my other series, but I must have not copied that over. All right. So making a nice symmetrical U-turn is a little bit tricky because there's actually a straight section in it. And if you leave the straight section out, then it won't be symmetrical. Okay, and the straight section is right there. That's not right either. This one's messed up. That's better. Okay. That looks fairly symmetrical, doesn't it? Gotta be careful with these grenades. right, turret damage. Okay, let's get the rest of this built. Okay, yeah, that looks good, and that'll give us plenty of room to get the train over and in there. What is that? Okay, yeah, so this is going to be iron 1, and it's got 10 million. All right, so that's how we're going to label these patches. 10 million to start with. For some reason, I like to remember how much ore the patches begin with, so that I can I didn't finish that thing. So that I can gauge how much of it we've used up. That's what I'm trying to say. So I know that if I look at it and there's 5 million in it, and I know that it started with 10 million, then I know it's 50% gone. Now, why does that help me? Don't really know. That's a good question. All right, so this is going to be the other part of the junction that I need to make. Right, we've got an entrance that we built there. Now we have to design an exit, a 2-to-1 exit. Which is going to be almost the same, but different. Okay. I want to do this without power poles. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this print. I'm going to export it to a string, copy. And then I'm going to import. I'll paste the same string. And now I have a copy of it. And then I can remove the power poles from that copy without affecting my original. All right, now in this case, this is the rail that we want to join up there, right? So I'm going to plop it down there, except for those. And then we'll remove the parts that we don't want, which is all this. Okay, so that can be replaced with a standard signal. Yeah, we don't need that one. We do need that one. And I would like those to both be chain signals, and then I'll put a standard signal there. Right, so that way we can enter from here, and we can enter from there. And then we just need to connect this. And we should be good to go. All right, and then let's copy this. And that's going to be our exit. Right, and entrance and exit are from the point of view of the main rail line, if you will. Okay, so now I should be able to put in the name of my station, and it should go there automatically, because now I have a clear path to it. Beautiful. All right, so it might not seem like we've done a lot, but we actually have. We've got the beginnings of the rail network set up. We've got the basic layout of the main base train station set up. We've got a station for iron. We've got one for my train, my passenger train. And we have a spur over here that's going to lead down to our first iron outpost. So we're off to a good start here. And in the next episode, we'll extend this line down and we'll set up a mining outpost and get that train running back and forth, bringing iron ore to the main base. Until then, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.